last time we casted together. November 23rd, 2019, and we're finally back on the horn together.
Man, it's happened again too soon. Bambi to start things off for the Zookeepers. By the way, special shout out to Astro. It is his birthday today. He would love nothing more than to get into the second stage. Happy birthday indeed.
Oh, there it is, punishing the defense. What better birthday present could you wish for than getting one right in game one, right on stream as well. Astro, one of those players that has been around for such a long time. You see that tag under his name, Rival Series Season 1 Challenger. He's always been trying to break through, and I feel like RLCS Season X, 10, whatever Roman numerals are, is his perfect opportunity.
RLCS season double digits. It's amazing how far this game has come in 5 years. Here is J-Bot. Deflected back into the zone, and Astro is right there. You can expect he will be all over the field for Continuum. He has had a hand in a lot that they have done on both ends of the field. He is at midfield right now, waiting for Astro to hit him with a pass. He has. Dropped down for Nox's. Didn't get a lot on it. Didn't need it as he barrels through.
I love this catch from Noxus at the top of the box. Slows it down, tools backing up, and immediately dives forward to put the power behind it. And just like that, Continuum get the early 2-0 lead.
All right, things are just going from bad to worse for the Zookeepers. Like, okay, it's a real tough draw getting G2. Easy to understand what happened in the previous round. But now, they're getting scored on early and often by Continuum. And now their tournament life is at stake. Aeon and Astro both go for that ball. Astro comes away with it. Noxus will have to make a stop here, and he had to make a late adjustment. J-Bot almost forced a ball to go through, and Astro will make one more save on Tool, and that kills off the attack. And if that didn't, the demo on J-Bot certainly did.
Yeah, and he was sneaking in to go to the top of the box. That pass was about to come in, and J-Bot doesn't have a lot to work with there. Good defense from Astro, slowing things up, and gets the flick over Tool. He ran out of boost and picks that one up at midfield. And J-Bot gonna easily turn that one away, and you'd like to see Continuum try and work those corners, but because that seemed to be Zookeeper's Achilles heel up against G2.
Oh, wow, that's a great play by the Zookeepers to get this ball back to J-Bot along the back wall. Now Bambi can start it downfield. They were in a tough spot. I think it was Bambi that got the ball all the way back there. And as a result, take a step backwards, take a few steps forward, as Tool will keep this in at midfield. Can he get to it again? No, Astro's there to take it across the center line. Now Aeon coming on as well, and that skips past Astro. Zookeepers over the last 3.5 games that they've played.
No way!
Outscored by a considerable margin, and it just keeps happening. Aeon adds yet another.
I mean, just this touch alone from Astro.
Wow.
Incredible, beautiful dish to Aeon. And Continuum looking brilliant here in game one.
It's been a hot minute since they've scored. It was the second goal in game 2 when they still had a chance against G2. It was in the last minute. The last time Zookeepers got on the scoreboard, they find themselves trailing by 3 now. Chance to get downfield, though, here for Bambi. Wave dash to get forward. That threw off the defense, but nobody crashed and punished the misplay.
Oh, and here's the passing play. You love to see it, but Bambi hits that one off the back wall. You'd love to see the 1-2-1 drop-down pass there. Just wasn't there. The accuracy not present for the Zookeepers, and Aeon got bumped by Tool, but there's Bambi with the follow-up, chasing this downfield, but Nox's with the beat out. And right now, Zookeepers, again, not getting anything on offense. They have a little more shots than they did against G2, but I think that's expected. But still, you'd like to see some more passing plays trying to develop.
J-Bot trying to center for Bambi. Zookeepers trying to end the scoring drought, and that little mishap at midfield is not going to help them. Bambi still manages to get back and recover, but they still find themselves trailing with just over a minute to go, down 3. That pop-up isn't going to do anything as Aeon can take control, and Astro comes to take it off of him, and right now it just feels like my turn offense for Continuum as this victory lap continues in game 1.
I mean, that's the best kind of offense, is my turn offense. You're rotating out, everyone's staying focused, everyone's getting involved. Right now, Continuum making a huge statement in game 1. I really thought this was going to be a lot closer, but I mean, it's 3-0, and it seems like it's been more of a blowout than the scoreline even shows.
Oh, Bambi almost broke the drought there. What a save by Astro. He picked a spot. It was the only spot he could really be in. That would have resulted in a save. Now Bambi, Tool can drop this down, but not in. It's still loose in front, and J-Bot will score with 13 to go.
Finally get away with 1, but finding 2 with 13 seconds gonna be very difficult. And you see Astro and Aeon bumping each other in net. That's just one of those panic moments. And Zookeepers, they get 1, but like I said, getting 2 in 13 seconds, much harder task than getting that first.
I like the ambitious effort there. Tool went straight ahead for the far midfield boost, but it just didn't work out for the Zookeepers. They do get on the board, but it is far too late as Continuum takes game 1.
And Continuum, right out of the gates, just playing very aggressive, but also playing very smart. The spacing was perfect. They never overextended on offense, and against a team like Zookeepers, you can just start to box them in on defense. Zookeepers want to go with those long, hard clears, and again, against G2, what I said was get a defensive demo. That's going to open things up for them, and that's where they find success, breaking out and starting their offense. And game 1, we didn't see that one time.
Yeah, they were outscored by G2, something ridiculous, like 15-2, I think, in that series. They get outscored 3-1 here, but a new opportunity for a team that, again, their first 3 rounds, they went all 5 games against top-notch competition. You cannot sleep on the Peeps. They didn't. Took them the distance, but ultimately fell. And now we go into game 2. They're against a team in Continuum that they themselves are no slouch. And you've got a player in Aeon that still feels like he's got a lot to prove. One of the few players that was dropped by his team after helping them qualify into the RLCS, which feels like ages ago by now.
It really does. It genuinely does, and that was just a season ago. And Aeon getting the short end of the stick. This one downfield, and Aeon, beautiful redirect, finds its mark. Woo! Continuum on fire.
Motivational issues. Nice redirect. 1-0 for Continuum. Hey, their loss is everybody else's gain, and Continuum has to be loving what Aeon has brought to the team so far today. Just as much as Astro has been, Aeon has been instrumental in getting them to this point, and now, roughly 9 minutes away perhaps from getting into stage 2, and who knows what you can do from there, especially when the record's effectively reset. Tool's gonna chase this one down. He'll have to contend with Nox's, and Nox is up to the task. Astro is not. I think both players might have gone for the block. Neither got contact, so it works out well enough. Downfield will go Continuum as Nox has made a quick turn. Aeon's got to contend with this, and he does so over J-Bot and away.
And still Zookeepers having some trouble to find offense. Still haven't found a shot. We're a minute 15 into game number 2. And it's all boiling down to spacing and timing issues. They just aren't quite in sync with one another. And there's J-Bot. Bambi gets the bump, but Astro was already waiting, and they're going to clear this ball downfield. Great defense from Continuum. No panic yet shown on their faces. That's a hard stretch for Noxus, but he puts it back corner, and this is going to be an opportunity. J-Bot puts that one in. Zookeepers get their first one in game number 2.
And it does tie things up. It's finally getting the ball central and having somebody on the other end to receive that pass. They have not had that so many times. They had enough opportunities to at least make things close with G2 at times, but it looked like they were playing timid. Not so here. They've tied this up. It's J-Bot's second officially, as he had the kind of throwaway goal in game 1. He'll try to get this downfield, setting up Tool, but Noxus is there too. And this will indeed stay in the Zookeeper zone for only another moment. Tool coming up empty there. What a redirect that would have been. But now Aeon trying to go over J-Bot. Oh, J-Bot tried to clip him. Tool makes the save, and Bambi will have this. Decent follow-up, but a little too slow in the development.
Yeah, but you can't... Oh, nice demo there to open things up. You can't fault Astro too much. Bambi chasing Aeon. Didn't get the touch, but forced him to play Ring Around the Rosie, and it left the net wide open. Beautiful turn of events here for Zookeepers.
Believe this is the first time Zookeepers have led a game in this tournament since game 2 of the G2 series. The very first minute they had scored. Here's Noxus. Backboard is open. Double tap. Oof. Bang, bang.
Makes it look so easy, and it all boils down to the kickoff. We saw this starting to plague them against G2, and it rears its ugly head here in game number 2 up against Continuum.
That is one thing that has remained constant ever since Season 1. If that backboard is open, your net is open, and Noxus rolls one through here. This is disaster off the kickoff.
What was I just saying? Kickoff coming out, and there it is. You hate to see it, but it's one of the easiest ways to get your opponent.
Just the biggest momentum swing in all of Rocket League. A kickoff goal, especially one like that, where, okay, sure, there's some skill involved in tying it up, but that ball ricocheted around. It went off of like 3 different cars, and then, oh yeah, by the way, Noxus accidentally has this roll through into an empty net. That is a killer for the Zookeepers.
Well, especially when you go up by 1 and then a quick 4-second turnaround and you're down by 1. It's just like, oh, come on. What do we got to do to get a win here? And this might be the answer. No, Aeon sneaks in front of J-Bot, trying to air dribble that downfield, but Bambi gonna bomb it into the corner. And not much Astro. There's Astro right there. There's a lot of them too, because he's just leveled up as far as his age is concerned, but not a lot of offense coming out from Zookeepers. They keep trying to work those corners, and Continuum is having an easy time with it.
Astro gets by Tool. Not going for the flip reset, and he's cut out by Bambi, who has to make yet another stop. Bambi working overtime here to try and keep Zookeepers in this game. Yet to pick up a goal or assist in this series. Had 1 assist in the previous, and what a big stop by J-Bot, as Aeon was trying to just drill that ball right through him. Now Tool's in a tough spot. He's got a half flip back, but J-Bot is there to bail him out.
Well, that's a good push forward. And that's a great pass off the wall, but Bambi, that's a tough read. The defense was there first, and Tool takes one off, gonna open things up and allow more offense. And again, more offense slowing it down, but can't throw the defense off. Aeon's seen it so many times, and Noxus holds strong to maintain this 1-goal lead.
Bambi, we've seen that from Bambi a few times. Got to switch it up a little bit. That wave dash along the ground after he gets his flip reset. It'll work in some cases, but not all. This bounces right back out for Astro. Trying to center for Noxus, and Bambi's there to disrupt the play. Down to 20 seconds. Astro again trying to set up Aeon. No, but Aeon can follow in behind him. Now Bambi for Tool, and now looking for J-Bot. Just did not get the pass down enough for J-Bot.
Wow.
That goes off the crossbar. Well, Tool's played that in a dangerous spot, but it does allow Zookeepers to get downfield with time winding down.
Oh, it's up.
This will stay in the air, but they're going to go a long way with no time to work with, and that is how Game 2 comes to a close. Continuum managed to break through with, as you mentioned, Subi, 2 goals in a span of 4 or 5 seconds. And now they are 1 win away from you look at what Zookeepers had going into round 3. They're about to go from the penthouse to the outhouse here.
Not often you make me laugh, Stacks, but there's one of them. But the Zookeepers, it's boiling down in this matchup against Continuum to simple mistakes. They played so well here in game number 2. This game was theirs for the taking. And 2 kickoffs in a row getting scored on. You gotta be better than that, especially at this level of play. And right now, backs are completely against the wall. You've got to pull out the reverse sweep if you want to see next weekend. And I'm going to be keeping my eye on this kickoff.
Remember back to that Peeps Zookeepers series, all but one of those games went to overtime. Zookeepers had won 2 straight OTs to get to within 1 game of stage 2 with a perfect 3-0 record. And then they dropped game 5 in a very short overtime. And now here they are, having dropped, I mean, what are we looking at now? 2, 5, 7 games in a row. And only a couple of those games have been close. J-Bot, snuffed out by Aeon.
Well,
now,
and that's where you've got to have short-term memory loss. Like, you can't focus on your past matches, and you can tell that it's really bugging this team right now. You've got to be mentally strong, and here comes Aeon looking for the double. Is he going to find it? No. And Astro smartly backs off, going to maintain the back line, and Bambi can't do much there. Gets him off the ball, but Noxus, the rotations from Continuum, so crisp, so clean. You love to see it.
And especially when you consider, they didn't get that much time in between any of these matches. Like, they had a little bit of a break after the Peeps match, but then after the G2 series, we're right back at it again. And that's where the mental aspect of any professional competition comes into play, but especially so here. And right now, they have a clean slate against Continuum in game 3, but they have a very small margin for error. Here's Bambi, just trying to keep possession for the Zookeepers and give his teammates time to get in position, get boosted up. Bambi's been playing very aggressive in the first couple of minutes of this game, but he needs his teammates to respond in kind, and something's got to open up in this Continuum defense, which has been so good. They've outscored him 6-3 so far. There's Bambi coming through for the Zookeepers.
And they're holding off Continuum for so long here in game number 3. Great catch, by the way, from Bambi, and great flick. But just weathering the storm of offense here from Continuum and doing it perfectly. And that's the first time in 6 games that Continuum hasn't seen a goal in the first minute of gameplay.
Wow. J-Bot drops this off for Tool. Zookeepers got something brewing here, but Noxus intercepts this. J-Bot has to make sure he gets corner boost. Bambi had to give up boost to go for ball. J-Bot with a backflip could be trouble. Oh, what a stop by who other than Bambi, and it almost allowed J-Bot to get a shot on net.
Yeah, that was a clutch cut there from Aeon, and J-Bot gonna launch it, just making Astro stay honest. And Astro can't get it around Tool. J-Bot's up, but both him and Noxus whiff, and it's gonna lead to an offensive break here for Continuum. And Continuum still searching for one. That's a good push downfield, but Bambi doesn't have a lot of boost in the tank. He's gonna have to rotate out. And you kind of wonder if he's in that position, why are you pushing forward with nothing there in the tank?
Tool trying to run onto one here. J-Bot's turned around. Bambi gonna have to use that full boost to do something, and he whiffed entirely. That ball threw him for a loop. So now Aeon can dump it to the corner, try to play it himself. Everybody comes up empty yet again. These are the kind of games that it's so important to win in a tournament, when you and even your opponent are not playing at their best. Boy, look at the race downfield into the net, trying to take out, I think it was Tool.
Yes.
But he avoided contact, and Bambi can calmly bring this out. J-Bot is going to have this, but not able to get through Noxus.
Yeah, Aeon was chasing Tool all the way into his own net, and both of them came out of the top of the goal there. Just, you love to see the pure aggression coming from Continuum, and a misplay there. Aeon didn't look at his boost before he goes up. This is going to be a fast break opportunity, but Tool can't make contact, and Astro's going to get a much-needed clear for Continuum.
J-Bot does happen across some boost. Can he get a stop here? No, Nox got it through to the corner at least. So it's on Bambi to beat Aeon. Aeon got this through. Nox is not able to find a teammate. But now Astro just throws a kind of a token shot on.
Whoa.
But that got by J-Bot, and that was a lot scarier than it had any right to be. And so Continuum can keep this pressure on. This ball should be down on Continuum's half the field. And frankly, probably should have spent the next 15 seconds there. But instead, there's more pressure. Tough angle off the far post. That's off the post as well. 2 opportunities that Continuum would love to have back. Zookeepers hanging on for dear life. Can they at least get a game in this series? Keep their tournament lives going. Got to drop this down to the ground. Tool does not, but it will touch down as J-Bot gets there on the far side. And Zookeepers survive for now.
Well, Stacks, you think Lady Luck was on the Zookeeper side there? Holy cow! 2 almost goals.
And after all that, when you think about, let's be honest here. In the last minute and a half, that was bad defense. And frankly, on both halves of the field. And there were still only 7 shots between the 2 teams.
Well, that was...
I would imagine Continuum's approach, or one of these 2 teams' approach, is going to be just chuck the ball at the net and see what happens. And I think you're going to see some rather juicy rebounds coming out. I think you're going to have a high-scoring game here in Game 4.
Yeah, you don't like to see that at the very end from Zookeepers. 2 almost going in, and if the accuracy was there, we would be in overtime right now. But different story presents itself as Zookeepers find their first win in 2 series so far, and Tool going to launch that one just like you said, Stacks. They're going to throw caution to the wind and just start launching this ball at the net.
Bambi just couldn't direct this down on target. And J-Bot interfering with Astro. That would open things up for Bambi, but Bambi is way back and needs to be to deal with this, and he does so.
Uh-oh, 2 of them are up. This is an opportunity. Great passing play, but better defense from Bambi. And again, J-Bot with a diving save. Astro going to push this downfield. Love to see those back passes and Continuum getting right back to work, but J-Bot on that back wall. Couple much-needed saves and much-needed clears coming out from the Zookeepers, but they're starting to panic with those shot Stacks, and I think you called it perfectly.
Yeah, 3 shots already, which is what Continuum had all of last game. Here goes Aeon. Hey, look, another ball on target. Saved away by J-Bot. Tell you what, they're gonna be saves farmed in this game. Bambi took that away from Noxus.
Save.
That wasn't great. Yeah, and it was saved. Now Tool around the board. That, okay, sure. That counts as a save. You know.
How was that even going on target?
That's one where you could go back and go, all right, so what are the stats actually? And then what's on the scoreboard? Here is Bambi. His shot on is blocked away by Astro. That is not a save.
Oh, that's a save. Wait, that also doesn't count.
Okay, sure. Noxus does stop this from going in at least, but you're seeing, again, more traffic in front of both teams' nets. You're seeing the ball get dangerously close. And yes, both teams are scoreless, but not for lack of opportunities.
Oh, Stacks, it's been too long, my friend. It's so fun getting to do this with you. And here's a fast break opportunity. Zookeepers have numbers, but Tool didn't have enough boost to finish that ball off, but they keep the pressure here. J-Bot slows it down. Astro, good challenge in that corner. And I love what Continuum, G2, all the teams that have faced Zookeepers are doing. They're not giving any time to the Zookeepers, not allowing them to get that ball on their hood and get those 1v1 scenarios.
J-Bot perhaps a little needlessly flashy there, but he got the job done. Ball is downfield in the Continuum end, but for not much longer. Astro's got a big clear downfield. That's a save by Tool. Now Aeon's gonna take a go at it. Drop down, just off the mark. Follow-up is in from Noxus.
Beautiful double tap pass here from Aeon, but it all starts in the corner from the birthday boy Astro, getting things started. All 3 members of Continuum getting involved offensively, and that's what you need for success.
2 minutes away and a little bit of change. Our Continuum from reaching the second weekend of this second regional. Oh, that was a good plan in theory, bringing the ball back to J-Bot, but when J-Bot is then swiftly taken off the field, it doesn't look so good. Now Tool couldn't bounce that one over Aeon. And Aeon burning all his boost to get this back into the Zookeepers' end. Good drop off, but Bambi is there. He stayed with the play, and that's something Zookeepers have not done enough of, but nobody on the weak side for that. As Bambi just came through. Now J-Bot comes up, and all he got was Nox as he wanted the ball.
Had two defenders
now Tool
diving.
will try again. Oh, that's going to be blocked by Astro. Another demo, but this time it's Tool who's taken out, and Noxus can finally settle things down, at least for a moment.
Oh, they're starting to get a little scrambly on defense. And I love that boost steal there from J-Bot. So unnecessary, but necessary at the same time. But unfortunately, doesn't lead to much more offense, as that's a bad touch. The ball's going to go all the way downfield, but J-Bot couldn't find the angle. And no way he gets that. Astro almost finding the tough read. And 45 seconds remain. Zookeepers need one, or they're done.
Oh, good pass downfield, but the shot is right at Astro. They tried to go near side, catch Astro going too far forward, but he slammed on the brakes. Great play, and that play does not work out for the Zookeepers. Now Tool does keep this in the zone, but then he's bumped away by Astro. 20 seconds left as J-Bot has Aeon to contend with.
This is it.
Does get around him. Now, two are up, but Tool at least got a touch. This goes downfield, and it will roll up, and that's the only salvation right now for Zookeepers. They have a chance to get downfield to save their season, but it's not going to be, as Noxus has one more, and that'll do it. Continuum is moving on into stage 2.
Congratulations to Continuum. They played so well here in game number 4 and just held Zookeepers at bay. The Zookeepers got so many opportunities, 8 shots, but they just couldn't find each other on any passing plays. Nothing could develop, and 1v1 situations were non-existent.
And so Continuum lives to fight another weekend, and Zookeepers, it's got to be absolute heartbreak for them, Subi. Again, they were one game away from getting into the next stage, and then they drop 9 out of 10 games, I believe it was. And just, man, that's brutal. Or 8 out of 10. And it is just brutal for them being so close and yet so far.
I mean, that's the story of Rocket League, and if you want to be one of those top teams, you got to be able to finish when the time comes. And we were talking about it earlier, I can't remember, I think it was game 2, about mentality. It's all about the mentality in Rocket League, and you could get swept in one series, but you got to forget about it going into the next. That does not matter, and it just seems like they couldn't shake off that loss that they had against the Peeps, and it just seemed to haunt them through the rest of the day, and it's so unfortunate to see. But if I know these players, and I do know these players, I've casted them quite a bit, we'll see them again in the next split.
Yeah, so Continuum does join the likes of G2, Space Station, Rogue, Lincoln Strong, and the KC Pioneers and Peeps. The Pioneers and the Peeps out of this bracket are the teams that go 3-0. Can you believe that, Subi?
It's a little unheard of for me. The biggest one I think for everyone out there was Space Station losing to Kansas City. That one was just like, wait a second, what? But Rogue, it doesn't surprise me because that team always succeeds when you don't expect them to. So that one isn't as surprising to me as the one from Space Station.
All right, well, it looks like the boys are ready to bring us home here. It's been a wild day. Rogue was very much up and down as well, but we are ready to send things over to FDOT and the crew. And let me just get this out of the way now. Just shut up, Dazarin.
Shut up, Daz.